What's up, everybody? Welcome to Minneapolis Live. Today we're going to be talking about frequently asked questions by the real estate industry. We've got realtors, title companies, insurance companies, lenders, all asking the same questions. So hopefully in today's live video we can discuss what will build your confidence in order to market our product to your customer base. This is Sal I got it, hold on. Sal Di Benedetto?
Yes, you got it.
Woo-hoo-hoo! It's a tongue twister, I love it. This is Brian Sodre and Sal here live with you today. Feel free to chime in, ask questions. This is going to be a live session. And Sal will start us off with some frequently asked questions. But before we get started, I just wanted to set the tone. Realtors out there, the game is changing right now. It's not what it used to be 2-3 years ago, where back in the days, all you had to do is sit back on your couch with your mimosa, wait for the buyers and sellers to contact you, list a property from home, and make a ton of money. It's not working like that right now. You know the climate is changing, and it's time to roll up your sleeves and get to work. The demand for affordable housing is here to stay. Why not educate yourself more on what's available in the market? Tiny homes is an option. If you haven't heard this before, I'll tell you again. In order for you, and you probably know this already, to find a home that's under $250,000 on its own lot, that's safe, reliable, insurable, easy to take a loan on, it's almost impossible to find. What will you find in the market for under $250,000? Mobile homes, condominiums, or homes that are relatively old, more than likely wood framed, not rated for hurricanes, not safe in other words, and in bad conditions. So those are the only options that your customers have right now. Why not give them another option? Why not offer them new construction? Sure, it's a smaller footprint, but in this climate, sacrifice means something. And in this product that we offer, the tiny homes, sacrifice isn't a lot. You get a cool home, you get a decent sized footprint. You can go up to 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms with standard sized bedrooms, standard sized bathrooms, kitchens, living room. So how do we squeeze in all that into a smaller footprint? We eliminate all the nonsense. We eliminate hallways, we eliminate unnecessary storage, we eliminate foyers, and we condense it to be as efficient as possible. So hopefully that helps you understand a little bit more about tiny homes and what we offer. But I'd like Sal to dive into some frequently asked questions. That way you can build the confidence in preparing this for your customers. Sal, take it away.
Yes, so Brian, the first frequently asked question we get a lot is, can you build this product on another lot beside lots that we build on?
Right, so we often get asked to build either on a single lot in a community or as an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit, which in other words is an addition to the house, similar to a pool house, a guest house, a mother-in-law suite. There's many different names. The legal term is ADU. Yes, we can do all three. Now, when it comes to single-family lots, unfortunately, due to zoning and building ordinances throughout Florida, they vary. So there's a lot of counties that don't allow for our concept of small footprint homes in their municipalities. So it's our job to narrow down those locations for your buyers. So you'll approach us by asking us where your customer would like to build their ideal home, where would they live, where are they going to work, and we'll provide you with a list of options and assist the customer in looking for that piece of land. If it's in a development, something like, I know that they have a few in San Carlos Park, I think. areas like that used to
Yes.
be mobile homes. A lot of the word on the street is that a lot of these mobile home parks they're no longer allowing more mobile home dwellings on these parcels, on these lots. They want fixed houses that are rated for Category 5 storms. Because of what happened. Ian happened and destroyed and eliminated communities like that. So it's important to have a safe home, especially in Florida.
And touching on Hurricane Ian, what are these structures rated for in regards to wind and storm impacts?
So all three of our structural products that we allow the customers to select from are rated for Category 5 winds. What that means is that you're in a safe dwelling. And when I say safe, that's insurable, you can take loans on it. You don't have to run away when the next hurricane comes, in other words. Unlike mobile homes or wood frame homes or just unsafe structures. So the three options are structural insulated panels, insulated concrete forms, and 3D concrete printing. And I am obsessed with these three products for the structural integrity it offers, the higher energy efficiency it offers compared to anything else that we're currently building right now in the Florida market, for the fact that it's easier and simple to put together, which in turn saves your customers more money, and the speed in which it can be done. We can build a lot faster because of these types of materials that we use throughout the building process. And a common question, by the way, for a lot of these is this modular? It's not modular. Prefabrication and modular are two completely different animals.
Sounds good. And yes, another frequently asked question we got is there a homeowners association if I decide to put up one of these homes?
Right, so that boils down to where they're going to build. If they're going to build in a community that allows it, then that would be it. We're not currently involved in any communities at this point. There's one tiny home community out in Cocoa, Florida, but I think they only have 1 or 2 lots available. In that sense, there would be an HOA. We really encourage you and your customers to purchase land and own land. There's nothing like owning land in America, right? It's that sense of pride that,
Yeah.
That ownership. Nobody step on my property. You're not sharing it with anybody. Nobody's telling you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, how to decorate your home, what you can have in your backyard. It's a lot more freedom. I like that, don't you?
Yes, definitely. And another frequently asked question we get a lot is, let's say somebody wants to put up one of these homes. What's kind of like the square footage and price breakdown of all the different models that we have?
So we've got 3 different models. We've got our 500 square foot model. That's 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. That one starts at $145,000. Now keep in mind, there are other costs associated with this build out that we simply can't tell you up front for the simple fact that they vary depending on the location. What are some of those costs, right? We've got land acquisition. They have to purchase the land. Because we're able to build throughout Florida, we don't know where the customers want to build. So we can't provide the cost of the land. However, we can help them find it. The second cost is site development. Some sites need land clearing, some sites need to add fill in order to elevate the home a bit higher. Some lots need septic and well. Some lots need electrical brought in from, half a mile down the street. There's so many variables that it's impossible for us to provide these numbers up front. And then of course, you've got permitting fees, impact fees. Again, they vary by building, by local municipalities. So what's the next step for somebody to find out what's the total cost? Once you decide on what exactly what your customer wants to build, which model, the location, we'll narrow down a few lots. We'll have a pre-planning meeting, essentially where we'll sit down and go through the entire building process and all the customizations that they would like to add, which they can customize a few things. It's limited, it's not full customization, but they can select things like flooring and wall colors, exterior, cabinet colors, tile selection, flooring selection, things like that. So once we sit down, we'll go over everything that they want, their location, site development costs. Once we complete that packet of what their total cost will be, that's when we go back to their lender. Most people will select a lender in order to finance this project, and we'll tell them these are the costs associated with the build-out. Are they approved for it? So that's a typical process and cost.
And I also get a lot of realtors that reach out to me in the local market, and they're saying, Sal, do you guys work with agents?
Yes, we work with agents. Listen, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's time to roll up your sleeves and get educated on what is available for your customers. You each farm different type of customers, but regardless, you know somebody who can take advantage of affordable housing. And when it comes to bringing us business, we are willing and open to compensate you for selling our product. We want to help you. A current initiative that we have right now is we're looking to have a model home all along the West Coast, from Pinellas County to Collier County. That's basically from St. Pete all the way down to Naples. In each county, we want to have a model home. If you help us find a customer that wants to build a house, we're going to request from the customer to allow us to use it as a model home from anywhere between 30 to 90 days. We think will be fair. We'll offer some incentives for allowing us to do that. And for the realtor, we're offering $15,000 in commission. That's a lump sum of money that you'll receive by selling an affordable house. Typically, you'll have to sell property anywhere between $350,000, $450,000, depending on the commission rate in order to get a commission like that, right? And the realtor, right? The realtor gets to keep that money, or they can assist with closing costs. The truth is, that's our marketing budget. Tiny homes don't offer high profitability, so we're giving the realtors the power to make that decision.
And kind of touching on where you wanted to put the models up all along the West Coast, where do we put up these homes?
Where? What do you mean?
So, for example, we're headquartered in Fort Myers, but do we just build in Fort Myers, or do we build all across the state?
Oh,
Because we get a lot of people reaching out to us saying, hey Sal, I want to put up a tiny home, but I'm located, somewhere in the Tampa area, north of Tampa, or even down in the Naples area.
So I mean, as a Florida state certified general contractor, we can build anywhere in Florida. What it boils down to is the local zoning laws. So if they provide us with the land, we offer, they say, hey Brian, or Minneapolis, we own this piece of land in Florida. Do you know if it qualifies for your build? I say, listen, you can either take advantage of one of our services, or you can call the local building department yourself and ask them, what's the minimum square footage that I can build on this particular lot? And that'll help answer the basic, that'll provide them the basic information they need so we can decide whether we can help them build on it or not.
And another common question we get is, let's say somebody has a lot already that's already prepped. For example, they needed well and septic. All of that is put in already, and they just are ready to put a structure up. How long would it take roughly from start to finish to break ground on the project and complete it and expect to move in?
That's an ideal scenario for builders where we have a lot that is pad ready. That means that it's ready for the house foundation to go up, the walls to be erected, wood roof to be slapped on, and all the interior to be finished. That's ideal. It's not very common. But if that were the case, we can build as fast as 60 days because of our design, because of our footprint, because of the materials that we use structurally. allow us to get there a lot faster.
And another common miscommunication that I see come up a lot is a lot of people are comparing the SIPS construction method that we offer. They're comparing that to the wood frame construction. So can you kind of elaborate on how they're different and what separates the two?
You know, I've realized that it's become very difficult to explain SIPs to Floridians because we all know that we're subject to water, termites, pests and insects, heat. So wood in Florida is a no-go. But structural insulated panels offer different properties that waive that thought process, that no longer apply to this particular product. But SIPS is composed of 2 pieces of plywood, 3/4 inch thick on each side for the exterior sheathing and the interior, and it's insulated in the foam in the center with foam, open cell foam. So it plays a dual role in structure as well as insulation. And that's how we're able to speed up the process through the building aspect of it. But in other words, it's completely different. Because of the structural integrity of SIPs, it can withstand up to Category 5 winds, which is why we chose that product, why we narrowed down our options to include SIPs. It is the most cost effective. You know, that's why we include it. For certain people looking for a particular budget, that's their best option. There's nothing better than SIPs for that budget.
Great response, yes. And the next common question we get is also our second construction method, the ICF. So a lot of people actually kind of have no idea what that is because a lot of people in Florida are used to the concrete cinder block construction. So when I mention ICF, it throws them off a little bit.
So ICF is very similar to cast-in-place concrete, which is used quite a bit throughout Florida. The only difference is because of the prefabricated component of it, it allows us to do it faster and on site with less materials necessary. So what is ICF? Imagine a foot tall by about 3 feet wide Lego block, right? It's made out of styrofoam. There's some plastic components that hold it all together. The depth is determined by the type of structure that they're looking to build. It can be as little as, I believe, 4 inches, and as wide as probably 8 to 10 inches. It can get pretty thick. And it's held together by these plastic pieces, without getting too in detail of the actual materials. And you assemble them on site, just like a Lego house. Have you ever played Legos?
Yes, yeah, I did.
Right? So you would assemble it like Legos. You would hold it up with some bracing, and then you would drop some rebar, which is steel rebar that goes down the wall columns, the wall cells, and then you'll call a concrete truck and pour the concrete inside the cavity of these foam blocks once it's all assembled. So essentially, you're getting a solid concrete wall, almost like a driveway, as your walls, which I like to say it's almost like a bomb shelter. I don't know if you can say that word on here. It's like a bomb shelter. It's super safe, and believe it or not, we have a project out in Melbourne where they're building a safe house out of this.
Really?
Because the engineer recommended something as strong as this. So it's a great product, and it's very comparable in cost when it comes to CMU, block construction. A lot of people get concerned about the test of time. Will it stand the test of time? CMU block has proven that it can, that it has passed the test of time. It's been through many different category storms, many different floods, and they've stayed in their place for the most part. Maybe some shifting, bad installation, and whatnot, but for the most part, insurance companies love it because they're strong, they're legitimate. But there's better products out there, like ICF or 3D concrete printing. But for ICF, the difference is that it also includes the element of insulation. It's also a more dense part of the structure's a little bit more dense than CMU. And because it's a form of prefabricated structural material, you don't need skilled laborers to assemble this. Have you ever built a brick wall or seen somebody build a brick wall? You need some skilled tradesmen to do these things. It seems pretty simple, but if you don't do it correctly, it won't sit well, it'll dry quickly, you'll have to tear it down and do it again. You need some skilled guys. And those skilled guys come at a cost. And the truth is, right now, the demand for construction is at an all-time high. But the supply of people who can actually fulfill the construction is at an all-time low. So more people wanting to start YouTube channels or go live on Instagram than going out there and getting their hands and feet dirty, or in other words, learning the construction industry. So it's getting harder. So if there's less people doing it, that gets more expensive.
Great.
I love ICF.
So touching on the roofs a little bit, a lot of people have questions about how we construct the roof. Is it made out of the standard trusses, or is it more like a flat roof? So how do we construct the roofs?
Oh, that's a great question. I personally hate trusses. 99% of the houses or buildings that you see, probably other than commercial, have trusses. Just imagine a web of 2x4s that are holding up the structure of your roof. It's not bearing a lot of weight, but it is subject to all the wind load that will pass in that area. So it's susceptible to more risk than something like a commercial building that will have a flat rooftop made out of something solid like concrete or structural insulated panels. Our design in all of our roof sections includes structural insulated panels as their roof. Why? Because it's better for the wind load, because it has a higher energy efficiency, meaning it's a lot thicker, a lot of trades get condensed into that one particular product, and it keeps your house cool. And I want to give you one quick example. The structure we built out in Cocoa, that was all structural insulated panels. In the middle of summer, June, at the hottest point in the day, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you know how hot it can get. We were inside the structure, I kid you not, it was about 75 degrees. And I was showing people the house, I tell them, man, you see how cool it is in here? And they, yeah, it's cool. That's a great AC. I said, the AC is not even on. That's how well these structural materials that we use are, and I'm obsessed with it, as you can probably see.
And probably touching on my favorite construction method, the 3D concrete printing.
Oh man, let's not get into the 3D, man. I get too excited. I love it. I mean, I met these guys from Printera out in Stewart. They've got the cool robotic arm, all the attachments. They really have it down to a science. They've spent a lot of time and money on research and development. I'm huge on research and development, especially when it comes to the structural integrity of anything. Bridges, buildings, cars, I mean, anything you can see, even furniture. When I go shopping, the first thing I do, I'm like tapping on it, hey, this is built like crap, like this table.
Yeah.
So they really dove into the R&D and getting the concept down to perfection, really perfection. And I think what stands out the most there is their mixed design. You really have to understand concrete to understand what mixed design is. But in other words, it's kind of like that supplement you buy online with a perfect mix of vitamins and minerals and whatever other stuff. It's that perfect mix. Same thing for the 3D concrete printing. They need a perfect mix, so not only it spits out the right portion of concrete, the perfect density, the perfect strength, it cures at the perfect time. There's a lot of research and development that goes into it, and they mastered it. So 3D concrete printing is basically where a robotic arm prints out concrete into any design you want. Right now, they're selling a ton of patio furniture. Check them out. Printera, I believe it's Printera.com. If not, you'll see that they're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Maybe you want to share some one of their links.
Yes, I'll do that now.
But incredible, incredible company, and we couldn't be more excited to be their preferred contractor for all their builds. So we're excited to implement 3D concrete printing into our first model home, which you'll have to stay tuned for more details and learn more about it. It's just such an amazing concept, and I can't wait to implement this so more people see about it. You have their Instagram or?
Yes, I'm going to share it in the chat. And also, while I'm doing this, another common question we get is, a lot of people say, Sal, I want to put up a 3D concrete printed home, and I like the look of the 3D concrete printed look with all of the lines. Do I have to finish it and put sheetrock up, or am I able to leave that exposed look?
That's actually a very common question. A lot of people really like that design aspect. And what I really love about Printera, their designs are incredible. They're actually mind-blowing. The fact that they can get concrete to set in a unique way and the arm printed, it's just, you've got to check them out. It's just amazing, it really is. But to answer your question, because of that concrete mix design we touched on earlier, they don't have to put any vapor barriers or finish the interior. It plays the role. So that's part of prefabrication at its finest, where again, it's condensing a lot of different trades, where typically you'll have, let's use CMU as an example. You have the guy lay down the CMU, one trade lay down the CMU, then you have a framing company fur out the walls for both interior and exterior, so that exterior can have its sheathing, let's say stucco, or some type of hardy board siding. And for the interior, they'll fur it out so they can then attach insulation, which is one company, and then come with drywall, which is another company. So you got 5 different trades, including the exterior, for one wall structure. It's a no-brainer, if you ask me. Any type of prefabrication from these three is just a lot faster because of that.
Great, yeah, thank you for the explanation of that. So yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up today for our live video. If you would like to reach out to us, you can reach us at minneapolisbuilders.com. You can give us a phone call at area code 239-329-8804. Myself or Brian would be happy to speak to you about your situation and see how we can help. Or you could shoot me an email at sales@minneapolisbuilders.com. And is there anything else you would like to add for today's stream?
Thank you, Sal. Let's build Tiny together. Let's get to work. Let's make this happen. People are counting on you. Thanks, Sal.